Good morning. All of you stay safe out there in COVID land. I got my mask for school today, but I'm alone right now in a room that's well ventilated, so I'm okay. Hey, here's something interesting. New gene editor targets mitochondria. Now that's kind of good because there are some disorders that are genetically inherited in mitochondrial DNA, even though there's only, 15 or so, 32 genes or so in the mitochondria. It's not very complicated. It only maintains itself. But if it malfunctions, that's the energy powerhouse of the cell where you metabolize your carbs and creates the energy for you to live on. Notice here's a reminder what it says, that the energy producing organelles are generally inherited only from the mother and have their own DNA distinct from genetic information from both parents because they, like chloroplasts, can make more copies of themselves without the cell having to worry about doing it. Now, the point is this mother thing. We once thought that only the mitochondria from the egg cell after fertilization actually becomes the genetic ancestor of all of the mitochondria in your body or anything by sexual reproduction. But later we found out that sometimes a sperm cell can donate a working mitochondria. Not very often, but it throws that whole pure mother's line off and pollutes the line to the point where it changes the mutation rate by a factor of 20. Even a little, even every once in a while, just one male donation of a mitochondria with its mitochondrial DNA will change the apparent, it's getting more and more different every generation rate and make it go more different by a factor of 20. Well, back in the day, they looked at mitochondrial DNA of all people around the earth and decided that it would take 120,000 years or so for the mitochondrial DNA to get as different as it is, which means that we all came from mitochondrial Eve, and that's the name the evolutionists gave to her 120,000 years ago. But due to math, in 1998, when they discovered, and there was a paper in a professional journal from this, but I read it in Science magazine. Ann Gibbons wrote an article in 1998 about the mitochondrial clock and said, well, this new discovery that it ups the differencing influence by 20, just make 120,000 years 20 times shorter, and you get 6,000 years. Right there where mitochondrial Eve ought to be. And so she said, but of course, nobody believes this, and went on with the article. Well, why not? The data said in 1998 that there was a woman they even called Eve, who we're all descended from, or at least a group of women that, in their view, but we know it was one, that about 6,000 years ago gave the ancestral mitochondrial DNA. Well, anyway, just thought I'd remind you of that milestone in the creation evolution debate in 1998, Ann Gibbons' article in Science magazine. Perhaps I'll give you the reference down below in a pic. God bless, and you stay safe. Dr. J.